Okay, coming into part two. Like I said, we'll save the rest of it for. I like to leave people on a perfect cliffhanger. We'll save the rest of it for the fashion style section. I was an author first, so gotta mess with people. But okay, how did you, like, from when you started as a model and an actress, how did you like evolve, and like what are some of the things you learned along the way?
Well, for me, I think every day and every job was a learning process. I really kept my eyes and ears open, and I asked a lot of questions. Rather than being on the set and fumbling and stumbling, I made sure that I was overly prepared. When I would go, I made sure I asked my agent a lot of questions before I even walked out the door. But evolving over the years, watch and learn, and more than just being the talent on the set, watching the way the production worked. That's how I really.
So learning more, not being afraid to, and actually being interested in learning the other side, the technical side, the behind-the-scenes side, actually helped you.
And I'll tell you where it's helped me. I remember I went down to Scott Lesky Productions in Lansdale, and they were running behind. They handed me the script and they said, "Val, would you mind typing this into the teleprompter, please?" And they knew that I could do it because I'd been helpful on the set before, and they wound up using me for numerous things because I was a team player. I just wasn't sitting in my dressing room waiting for my turn on camera.
So basically, forget the ego.
Yes. Oh, check your ego at the door. At this stage of the game, again, I've been doing this for 21 years. I still have to audition like everyone else. When I go on those auditions, there will be 10, 20 women who look exactly like me. And I always tell people it's not that you're not pretty enough. That casting director has exactly in their mind who they want for that part. They may want someone taller, shorter, fatter, skinnier, blonde hair, blue-eyed. And when that person comes through the door, now maybe your talent may blow them away enough that they'll say, all right, we're willing to use a brunette instead of a blonde. But 9 times out of 10, they know what they want before it walks through the door. And if you allow your ego to get hurt every time you don't book a job, this business will chew you up and spit you out.
So basically, don't even bother getting into it because you won't be into it that long. So
I was on an audition. I was watching an audition. They were young girls and they had to sing. And this little girl, she really could sing. But the auditions were being filmed by her agent. It wasn't even in front of the casting director. And her agent kept stopping her and saying, giving her little pointers on how to give a better performance. And after the 3rd take, this little girl broke down and started crying. He doesn't like the way I'm doing it. And we're like, sat her down, got her a bottle of water, we called mom in, and we said, this is your agent who wants you to book the job. The agent gets, if you get booked, if you can't handle basic direction, go home and, apply to accounting school for college. This business may not be for you, but her entire life, everybody had always told her how fabulous she was. And when she gets into a room with 20 other little girls who can sing their hearts out, she has to be prepared for people to give her direction and possibly rejection.
Okay, now one other question before I wrap this up. I told you how my mind works.
Right.
I told you. Now, even on the local level, you see like in the media, you see in the movies and everything about all the pressure that's on both when you're young, possibly from the parents, but the amount of pressure you can put on yourself, that it's almost unrealistic. It's almost an unrealistic amount. Is that true in the actual, versus the media can be and the movies can be different from real life? Do you actually see that where people put a lot of pressure on an unjustified amount of pressure on themselves in this business, or the parents might do that? Does that actually happen at times?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, and even on this level too. But there again too, when I started this, I started when I was 29 years old. I thought it was ridiculous that someone asked me to model at that age, and I said I will do this for as long as people are paying me to do it. And 21 years later, they're still paying me.
Okay, by the way, how much do I owe you for this again?
Yeah, so, you know, they're still paying me to do this. And I do it because I enjoy it. I take real joy when I'm doing a web video or a local commercial, and I can see how this is going to help this business grow, and especially a small business that may just be starting out in the area, that I'm actually a part of their team.
Yeah.
And I take great pleasure in that. And
No.
I think that's where your mind has to be. And if it's not, if it's all about ego, if it's all about the way you look, if it's all about I need to be the first one in front of the camera, not I have 5 lines and he has 6 lines, again, I don't think this business is for you.
Now, I have to ask one final question. Since you said you take great joy out of this, are you enjoying this interview? If you're not, say it. I can take the bad as well as the good.
No, this has been a wonderful interview. Actually, probably one of the most relaxed interviews that I've ever done.
Okay, I mean, I'll fully admit I can take the negative as well as the positive. I can, if I can't, I shouldn't be doing this. Like you said,
Absolutely.
Now, advice to anybody who wants to get in the business, because you hear from the celebrities, but a lot of times when you hear stuff from the celebrities, it's scripted. You know what I mean? It's the same thing over and over. Honest from your experience and from your life, both as a mother and doing this, and also you have your own business now too. So, advice to other people, males, guys or women.
Because you enjoy the work, not because you want to be a celebrity. There's a difference. And that is my biggest number one advice.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to be Kim Kardashian and walk a red carpet, that's no reason to get into modeling and acting. Apparently you can just release a videotape and, you can become...
A lot of people are discovered on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
If you want to get into modeling and acting, do it because you love it. Like I always say, look at someone like Madonna. She loved music. She lived on popcorn for 3 years because she wanted to make sure all of her money went.
She lived on the street at one point.
Yeah, she made sure she was booking recording studios and getting those tapes and giving them to everyone. That's where her money went. Michael J. Fox at one point sold his couch and didn't have any furniture left in his apartment and almost had to give up his, apartment before he, booked his Alex P. Keaton role. So you have to love it that much. And if you don't love it, don't do it.
Basically, you have to, you not necessarily be obsessed with it, but you have to love it to the point where you want this is what you want to do with your life.
Absolutely.
You don't want your average job. This is something where you have to be willing to risk things. Not everything in your life, like
right.
I have. Not getting into that, but
let's keep it within reason.
Yeah. You have to be willing to risk things and to take the risk and to take the chances and not back off from them.
Correct.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. I honestly had I always have fun. This is probably my favorite part of doing the magazine because I get to learn about people and different things. So honestly, did you have fun and enjoy it?
I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. Now, how much is it going to take for me to bribe you into the other side?
We'll talk.
Thank you very much. I just got to get one photo quick, okay?